started in 1980 as a concept for my wife to run. She was a school teacher. She had a degree in early childhood education.
There's a big difference between teaching children in a classroom environment and working in an office and running a business of which I had no knowledge, and I had no one to go to give me that knowledge.
This has been a family-run business since the dawn of time. You know, I started as a janitor at my father's first child care center, which was called Learning Experience, and that was about 1980. And since that period of time, I've kind of worked my way up. The core aspects of the business are driven as a family, and that goes from how we treat ourselves, and then my mother and my father are involved, to how we treat the team members and the employees in the company and the franchisees. We all look at ourselves as one big family.
For 30 years, the Weissman family have taken their knowledge and experience in child daycare centers and turned it into one of the most successful franchises in history.
We opened our first child care center on Spanish River Boulevard in 1980 with about 7 children, and that center grew to what was advertised in the Southeast as the largest child care operation in the Southeast. We had about 250 children.
We were the first management team to franchise in child care in 1990. And so we've learned a lot about franchising in 20 years. And the unique thing about franchising is if you have 200 franchisees, you have 200 different personalities, but hopefully all with one goal and one affirmation on how to drive the brand.
Everything in our company has a system, everything has a manual, every employee has a job description, every job description grows as the job grows with each individual. So we have a lot of documentation and support.
Good job.
The Weissmans discovered that children's reading and thinking skills develop at a very early age, so they developed a proprietary curriculum called the LEAP program. It's designed to enrich a child's learning experience and help them develop the skills they need to start elementary school.
Well, I think what sets us apart is that the curriculum that these schools are getting, the TLE schools are getting, is very strong and very comprehensive. Our academic program is known as LEAP, Learning Experience Academic Program. It is a proprietary program, and it was designed and written by our own staff. Everything we do in our curriculum is put out in a pilot format, so we know that it's a perfect program before franchisees are even getting it.
But they learn how to expand their minds. They learn how to work with manipulatives large and small. They learn how to read. They learn how to write.
Are we ready to warm up?
They learn how to dance. They learn how to sing.
And that's why we have decided to teach things such as phonics for early literacy, technology so that they learn everything from photography to how to work a DVD player so that when they are using a piece of equipment, they are using it properly and not breaking it. Please. We have sign language because I read many years ago that children that learn to sign at infancy can test as much as 12 to 20 points higher in an IQ test. Our curriculum is so strong, I would venture to put it up against any other child care franchise in the country, and we know it works.
Good morning, this is Essie.
The Learning Experience are the leaders in the franchise industry when it comes to support. Their hands-on approach and attention to detail is unmatched when it comes to opening and operating your franchise.
From the time you buy the franchise until the time you get your building permit, CO, we walk you through setting up your LLC, your corporation, the different forms of vehicles that you can use to run your business. We teach you how to do it. We show you how, all the methods.
The reason we do so much more than any of my competitors is because we as a management team believe that if you can't get it right day one, then you're not going to have the benefit of the opportunity for the next 25 years. And in order for us to ensure the fact that you're going to learn the process, we have to be with you side by side. Because we, as I said earlier, made the mistakes we don't want you to make.
We do have a proven track record, And I think the success that we've had in the number of schools that we have open really proves our model. And we will make sure that every step of the way, whether you're a new business owner and you've never had any experience with running a business, or you're somebody that has experience running a business, we understand that, and we can deal with either side of it. And we're here to spend as much time as we need to make sure that you understand how important it is to implement our systems.
4 ways of making a first impression.
And that they are truly effective. And if you do run into a roadblock, we're here to work with you on a strategy and an action plan to get back on the right path to financial success.
We give you a turnkey operation. You've never been in this business before. You don't know about licensing. You don't know about what equipment you need. You can spend far much more money opening on your own, and we're also working with you on a budget. So we give you a turnkey. When you open that center, everything's there, the support team's there, and we work with you to get you to be successful.
Next is personalizing your website.
So we'll pretty much design a nice marketing plan starting from like 45 days prior to your certificate of occupancy throughout your first year of operation. The 3 most important avenues of where parents are coming in from is, word of mouth, obviously, the internet, and your signage.
Well, I did look at other franchises in childcare because I didn't just want to open up a business, but I am an educator, so I wanted to stay in education pretty much for the rest of my life. That's my plan. But in doing so, other franchises did not help you find a site, and they also didn't provide the training that the Learning Experience provides. I will say that whenever there is, an issue, or if I have a question, it could be something minor to something that's major, there's always somebody at the other end of the phone. And if I need somebody to come here to help me with something on site, somebody's always available to do that. So that's definitely reassuring. When we first opened, I had somebody here with me all the time to guide me in the right direction, which I believe is the reason why I've been so successful here at Waldwick in increasing our numbers and building a center.
TLE we decided on because, several reasons. The corporate support that we'll receive as a franchisee. Once we talked to the people up in corporate, we knew that they wouldn't leave us alone and they wouldn't leave us hanging. They would guide us throughout the process. But again, we have children in the schools that have gone. One has graduated and went through the whole system and loves school, can read, and is doing fantastic. And my son currently attends, and we know the curriculum. I've seen him move up through the curriculum. You can't compare it to any other school that's out there.
We sold everything and put everything into this, so it meant a lot. At the same time, we were, new to not only daycare but just being in business. But listen to your franchisor, and it's proven it works, and you need to stick with it. And it is your business, and what you put into it is what you're going to get out.
The biggest, most important thing a franchisee can do is listen. If they listen to what we tell them, if they follow the systems, they will be successful.
But many of my competitors will say, hey, thank you for the franchise. Here's your, go find your own location, go hire your own staff, you're on your own. That's not how we look at it, the Learning Experience.
In fact, TLE has a training program that provides you with all of the necessary information that you need to open your center. It's called TLE University, and you won't find anything like it in the franchise business. From administration to zoning, you can rest assured that all of your questions will be answered in our 2-week training course.
In our training class, where we bring the franchisees into corporate for 2 solid weeks and they sit in a classroom from 9 to 5, they learn everything that we can possibly teach them outside of the child care building.
You get 2 weeks of on-site training here. You meet a lot of the different people that are going to be supporting you from when you're in training, from opening to post-opening. So the various departments, the marketing department, the compliance department, our field support, there's different areas and times when each department's going to be working with you.
But we try to have a lot of fun with them. So coming here for 2 weeks is a bonding situation. And we have a multitude of staff that go into that classroom and spend hours with them, teaching them what their particular expertise is.
In addition to that 2-week training period, we also offer a 2-week on-site training for the franchisees, where they would visit a location similar to the center that we're in currently, and they would spend time observing management, observing in the classrooms, getting a little hands-on experience with the location.
But at the end of the 2 weeks, I tell them all, you're going to be hugging and kissing each other and exchanging telephone numbers and thanking us for such a wonderful 2 weeks.
Jellybean Junction, we offer enrichment programs, we offer suddenly science,
My children have really grown tremendously since being here. They joined at 3 years old, and they're now 5.5, and in the kindergarten program. And they come home and teach me things.
I mean, yeah, I would think it'd be a great franchise to own. Who knows? I might be interested myself one day.
Just as parents are selective about which daycare to choose, you as a franchisee are just as selective about which franchise to invest in. From A to Z, the Learning Experience has the right people and programs in place to help you succeed. When you choose the Learning Experience, you're not only investing in your future, but the future of all the children in your center.
In over 30 years of operating child care centers, we have become experts.
I couldn't think of another business where franchising has more value than in the child care business.
We're proud to say that we probably offer more in franchising as a franchisor or franchisee relationship than probably any franchisor I know about. Certainly more than any franchisor in the child care industry.
Now what is really happening is that we've had an aggressive growth spurt in the last several years. So, when our growth just on system-wide sales has grown over 50% year over year.
There are many choices when it comes to owning a business. Here are a few reasons why the Learning Experience is the right choice.
My husband and I have both been in corporate America, executives and, corporate, but we're big believers of being able to control your own destiny, and that's why we wanted to open our own business. But at the same time, we didn't want to flounder and do it on our own. And I think that's the biggest thing TLE has to offer, is their corporate support. But I also think that it's something that is really valuable out there. You're putting out a service. Mothers and fathers are trusting their children with you. And it's something that I'm passionate about. And so if you're passionate about that sort of thing, it's a slam dunk. It's something that is going to find really rewarding. And that's what I can't wait to do.
But I looked at a few daycares that actually fell through. Now I say thank God that they did, because we wound up getting a franchise, and because now I've learned how hard the business is and how much support that we've gotten from the Learning Experience to help us be successful. I don't know where we'd be without that.
It is important that the franchisee understand that it is a family. You lose sight of that when you are owned by very large investment banking firms that don't really care about the individual stores, just care about the economic returns in between and the driving forces behind the margins. We're a true believer that high quality, value to the brand, exceptional people, the net profits will follow.
The greatest part of the industry is being involved in it and walking into a store one day and seeing a child that grew up in your facility and finding out that he has a summer job because he's going to Harvard or Dartmouth or Yale, or he's succeeding in grammar school or high school. What more satisfaction can you have than those kinds of results? And then the opportunity to make a good living within the industry. So it's a very exciting environment.
Just as we tell the parents to look at the competition out there before they enroll in your school so that they become educated, by the time you come to us, you know what the other franchisors are offering. That way you can weigh and measure all the things that we give you, such as the support systems, the training, the outstanding proprietary curriculum. These are all things that I